So now that we got through that, let's go on to the next bit of things here. If you have not seen, how you doing, brother man? I'm doing good. Doing good, man. If you have not seen Palworld, okay, is like getting an overlay changed too, or is it just mostly like things you can connect to? I think it's a mix of both. I think it's UI and outside connections and all that. So I think it's a bit of both. So if you have not seen Palworld, let's go take a look here. Palworld has sold 7 million Steam copies, and this is confirmed from a couple different sources. This is confirmed that 7 million copies is Steam only, not Xbox. Okay? Steam only, not Xbox, not the play or not the Game Pass or whatever. This is Steam sales over 7 million. That is ridiculous, right? And that's approximately about $190 million. The devs behind the game have also announced their early access roadmap. So there's a roadmap here. I'm not going to go over it too crazy, but there is a roadmap that they put out, and it's actually pretty crazy, the fact that they put out a roadmap. I mean, this is looking better than any Pokemon game. And in fact, Mr. Beast even commented on one of these Palworld posts saying that, listen, he just wishes that, you know, Nintendo would actually take the Pokemon IP and turn it into something that people want to play, like Palworld, something along those lines, right? Like Mr. Beast even commented on Pokemon just not doing anything with their games at all, right? One of Pokemon's ex lead lawyer or whatever, part of the legal team that would deal with copyright stuff, made a comment. He's not with him anymore, but he made a comment saying that, like, when he worked with when he was on the Pokemon thing, he would see so many copies happen every time. Basically, he stated along the lines of that he's surprised that you know, he used to see a lot of knockoff Pokemon games, right? And he's just surprised that this one has picked up this much pace. All right, is surprised about it. But future updates, PvP, all right, raid bosses, end game content, PAL Arena. So you can make your Pokemon fight. Basically, it's what it is. Steam, Xbox crossplay, Xbox improvements, server transfers, building system, island pals, bosses, technologies, whatever. So again, just your general roadmap here. But I think some of the biggest ones is what they have highlighted is player versus player, raid bosses, because people love raid bosses, and PAL Arena, right? So that way there you can fight using your characters. I know that those are huge, huge, huge. People are gonna love those, so that's pretty crazy. But that's not it. Okay, that's not it, because not only has this game sold 7 million copies in just a few days, they're also breaking records. Currently, right now, they are in the active moment of setting their peak player count by over 2 million players online right now. I don't know where this game is super popular in, but the fact that they're breaking, they have hit this very consistently here. If we take a look at the charts, we can see that about the same time every day, they've been hitting a peak amount of players. It happened at 1.2 million here, 1.5 million, 1.8 million. And now we are at 2 million players, and it's staying consistent. If we take a look here at the dips as well, you can see 832,000, like basically 800,000, and then basically 800,000. The game has had a hard time going below 800,000 throughout a 24-hour period, meaning that this game is going to keep momentum if this bottom line here keeps picking up and not going below that. This game is going to keep getting momentum. The moment it breaks past this lower part here, then it's going to start seeing a pretty decent downtrend probably. But for right now, this game is still cooking, setting a new all-time peak 3 minutes ago. And on top of this, I think, yep, on top of this, Palworld surpassed Counter-Strike 2 for the all-time peak players to put themselves into the number 2 spot. They are now on their journey, on their way to try to pass PUBG. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it though, because PUBG's 3.2 million player peak. And Palworld needs to get 3.2 million players in order to beat it. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, but we're going to find out. But they beat Counter-Strike 2 in all-time player count on Steam. It is crazy. They're the number 2 game ever to exist on Steam. This game is like, I don't know, created wicked history. It's nuts. It's nuts what this game has been able to do. So, breaking records like crazy, dude. Yo, Ethereum, welcome back. Jerry on Kick, welcome back as well. So, Palworld is going nuts. Is it crack for gamers? Yep, this is pretty much crack for gamers. Even though there's a lot of crazy stuff in this game, just, I mean, dude, it's just wild. So, I mean, major props, I guess, to Palworld for somehow being able to get this popular, but a lot of problems with it, of course. So, it's basically World of Warcraft all over again. Yeah, what actually is it? It's just like a survival game. Think of Ark, basically, right? You know, Ark Survival Evolved with the dinosaurs and stuff. It's basically like that, right? It's sort of like that, except it's like Pokemon style, art style thing, and just, yeah, some concepts in there, and just, yeah, a lot playing it. Yeah, no, I know. Palworld is doing nuts, man. Palworld is going crazy on every platform. So, yeah, I think it's a large mixture of the controversy and boredom doing well though, so they're getting that bag. I mean, oh, true. Oh yeah, no. The controversy and the boredom of people playing games right now is ridiculous. Nobody knows what to play, man. Nobody. It's just like, bro, you either play CS2 or, I mean, that's about it. Like that's literally about it. I mean, it's just, no, like, I don't know. Nobody knows what to play, man. It's really I mean, look at this. Look at the top games on Steam, man. Look at this, man. There's not a whole lot going on here, right? There's not a whole lot. Look, a million players in CS, 600K on Dota 2, 500K on PUBG, 250, 200, 150, 150, 114. Like, this is Wallpaper Engine, even, man. This is even a game. Like, dude, it is dead. Like, nobody knows what to play, man. They just don't. So the fact that Palworld is able to capture that audience of casual players and even competitive players are playing it too, man. Pro players in other video games are playing this game because it's something chill, it's casual that they can just go play and enjoy on their, whenever they want their off time, man. It's something, it gives them something to do rather than, like, there's no other game, like, dude, competitive. I mean, that's casual. That's not even a game. Casual usually, casual, like, that's why Lethal Company blew up like crazy too, right? Because people, again, it's a casual game. It's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, but like, this game is able to capture it, even though it's something super simple, man. In terms of like, the idea behind it, they were able to do it, and just nuts. Was there any marketing prior to the release or a big sweep once it was released? I don't know how much marketing even went into this game. I do not think that when Palworld released, there was a lot of marketing for this game. It just there was a couple people, streamers, social media people, making videos about it, and live streamed it when it came out. Then the controversy started, and then it just kept blowing up. So basically, the game didn't do a lot of promoting. The community, who was either bashing it, going crazy on it, like in controversy wise, or the people really supporting it, they were just doing free advertising for the game. So I would say 99% of the advertising for Palworld has been free advertising by the players, by the people, basically. Yo, Mr. Electronic, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, trailers. That trailers. That's basically it, man. Should pull the plug and run with the bag now. I mean, there's always a possibility, right? There's always, this game doesn't have any microtransactions, so there's always a possibility that oh, the game starts to like die out and go down to its normal amount of players, and they just stop like updating it, and then they just use the money for another project. We've seen that with a lot of indie games happen before. It's really really it's really crazy to see, right? um it's really crazy to see. And yeah, it's nuts, dude. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So, also because of this success, they want to rush the PvP and other things they said would take a year to implement. So, if those are broken and buggy, that'll hurt them heavily. See, I don't think it'll hurt them as badly though. I mean, literally, bro, you got the money, put the money into it, and go crazy with grinding at it, right? I know a lot of people are talking about like, oh, the models are very similar to Pokemon and stuff like that. And although that may be true, I feel like if they go through and decide to get somebody to remodel every one of them and make a completely different you know thing, a completely different model for everything that looks similar to another Pokemon, it would do really really bad, right? It would do really bad, no doubt. Even with 1,000 people working on it, you still need proper time frames to make it work. I mean, yeah, you need, I mean, like, dude, a PvP, man, that could take like a month. If you had enough developers and you did proper testing and going right at it, it could be like a month. But the problem is the bugs. Um, but I mean, I don't think battling would be that crazy, but it kind of depends on like how they want to do it. I think they're gonna focus on Pal Arena rather than PvP, because PvP means that like players can fight each other. I think it'd be better if they just did Pal Arena for right now. Focus on that. That way, I mean, it's basically like Pokemon trainers, um, fighting, right? Just Pokemon trainers fighting, basically. So yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild. We'll see though. We will see. Smoky Joy, welcome back. Ethereum, by the way, welcome back too. We'll see, man. I'm curious to see how this game is going to go. My big question is, how is the player count going to go, and how's the player count going to work as time goes on here and time continues? I'm very very curious to see what they're going to do. I've played for 10 hours. The prospect of PvP entices me more than the PAL PvP, given you can't do much with it in the game currently, unless, of course, they update and add far more. Yeah, right. You can't really fully control what your pals do, right? It's not like Pokemon where you can choose, like, oh, I want to use this attack rather than this one, you know? It's kind of just like, hey, throw them in there and then they go crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I hear you. I don't know how crazy regular PvP can get though, too. You know what I mean? You can decide attacks to use, but only if you're mounted on one. Right, right. So I'm assuming they only did attacking, or like you can choose the attack based on ones that can be mounted. If they can't be mounted, then like that's literally just it, right? It's Jover. Yeah. So interesting. Any more snow to plow? We're gonna plow tomorrow probably. I don't think there's a little bit of snow, but I don't think we're gonna plow today. Um, I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, just the AI attacking itself, which would be boring. Yeah, exactly. Would be boring. Yeah, you got to be able to, choose how you want your pal to attack, because then it's a lot more fun, right? Because you're in a lot more control rather than just the AI just spinning in circles doing donuts. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I don't know. I think Palworld is nuts, man. I'm curious to see how this is gonna go. Player count over time here. But literally all of social media is either just loved it or completely hated it. But in all reality, any gamer has been loving the game like nuts. It's crazy. All right. Has just been loving the game. So it's quite interesting. All right. Quite interesting.